Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we are going to learn about good language teacher and learners. In general, teachers try to do their work better every day. They have good interest in their students, and this drives them to a constant search for more motivating activities, more efficient teaching methods, and better design materials for their classes. They spend a lot of time inside and outside their classes thinking about how to help their students. This constant commitment can be seen in different places. Teachers are involved in conferences, seminars, workshops to share ideas with colleagues. They become members of professional associations such as TEFL in Indonesia, Asia TEFL, or IA TEFL. They write articles in magazines, journals, websites, etc. Such teachers are typical of good language teachers. What about the typical of good language learners? A popular belief is that some people have a talent for learning second language, just while others are quite poor at it. Given that some learners come from the same background and learn under the same conditions and have similar motivations, where are there differential rates of success among them? From various studies that have been carried out, we know that there are a lot of factors which contribute to the success for language learning, such as age, aptitude, motivation, personality, degree of acculturations, and cognitive style. The characteristics of good language teachers. Prater, 1976, presents 10 slogans which he considers to be good advice for teachers in search of a good method. 1. Teaching is more an art than a science. 2. No methodologist has the whole answer. 3. Try to avoid the pendulum syndrome. And 4. Place a high value on practical experimentation without a doctrinaire elegance. And then 5. Look at various relevant disciplines for insights. 6. View objectives as an overriding consideration. 7. Regard all tested techniques as resources. 8. Attach as much importance to what your students say as to how they say it. 9. Let your greatest concern to be the needs and motivation for your students. And 10. Remember that what is new is not necessarily better. Finocchiaro, 1976, provides some practical advice to language teachers by giving the word motivation as mnemonic. M stands for motivation methodology, meaning mother tongue and mastery. O stands for objectives. T stands for technique. I stands for involvement, integration. V stands for values. A stands for attitudes, activities, achievement, articulation. T stands for transfer, translation, textbooks, testing. I stands for interference, individualization. O stands for observation. N stands for native culture and needs. She goes on to specify the characteristics of superior teachers, stating that they 1. Recognize and make provision for the fact that all the students learned at different rates and in different ways. 2. Know that the learners must feel loved, respected, and secure. 3. Teachers who keep the motivation of students at a high level. 4. Reassure and encourage students when they reach a plateau in learning. And then the last 5, recognize that the correction of student errors is a matter requiring sensitivity and above all common sense. 6. Organize each learning experience carefully. 7. Use the student's native language sparingly in the classroom. 8. Have become skillful in preparing scripts for tapes, in voicing them, and in integrating laboratory, video, or computer practice with classroom activity. 9. Are aware of the fact that there are no passive language skills. 10. Make sure that students retain their sense of individual dignity and active pride while learning to appreciate aspects of English. And the last one, 11. Create an opportunity for learning from individual experiences the students may have had. Robinet, 1977, disagrees with the statement teachers are born, not made. because teachers must acquire knowledge of a specific subject before they can teach it to others. As for the qualities of good teachers, she mentions some features such as 1. Inspiration. Effective teachers listen to students' problems and use inspiration to help them find solutions. 2. Enthusiasm. It comes from a genuine interest in the subject matter and from the satisfaction gained from watching students learn a second or foreign language. 3. Professional competence. It is a knowledge of the subject matter to be taught. It includes a linguistic awareness as what constitutes language, how language operates, how speech and writing are related, how languages compare and contrast, how language reflects the culture of its speakers. And 4. Consider the effective development of the students. It refers to the ability to create a free and wholesome atmosphere in the classroom where students feel secure. 5. Tolerance, patience, warmth, sensibility, and open-mindedness. In summary, teachers must not only have a sound knowledge of the target language, but a set of personal qualities such as sensitivity, warmth, and tolerance. The characteristics of good language learners. In 1979, Rubin, a language researcher, decided to examine people who were good language learners. 1. Good learners are willing and accurate guessers. 2. They have a strong drive to communicate or to learn from communication. 3. They are often not inhibited. 4. They think about correct grammar and sentence structure when they speak. 5. They seek out practice. 6. They monitor their own speech and the speech of others. And 7. They think about the meaning of the sentences they say and hear. Rubin and Thompson, 1982, provides some characteristics of good language learners which can be summarized as follows. 1. They take and create opportunities to use the language. Good language learners use the language at every available opportunity. They are forever seeking out opportunities both to use and to hear the language. 2. They practice what they have just acquired. 3. They are willing to try anything in order to get their message across. They possess a strong desire to communicate, willing to try out different ways in order to get their message across. 4. They are willing to live with uncertainty. They don't give up so easily. 5. They are able to overcome the initial feelings of uneasiness, and in fact, they even enjoy it, seeing it as a game to be played. 6. They monitor their own speech as well as the speech of others. They monitor their own speech, listening to themselves speak and noting how their speech is being received by their listeners. Such feedback is very important. They also monitor the other person's speech, noting how they use words and phrases as well as grammar structures. 7. They are constantly looking for patterns in the language. They constantly analyze, categorize, and synthesize their new language. 8. They are a systematic organizer. They recognize the magnitude of the task, set down a plan of campaign, divide the study program into attainable goals, and organize regular times for study. Then they systematically record what they learn about the language, the pronunciation, grammar, or vocabulary, so that it is readily available for reference. 9. They are willing to experiment with different learning methods. They try out different approaches to acquiring the language, choose those that work for them, and discard the rest. They also note how other people learned the language, trying out their methods to see if they are suitable for them. And then last one, 10. They make errors work. They recognize that errors are a part of the learning process itself and look upon them as a potential source of information as well as a way of improving their language skills. They not only note their errors but also try to understand why they made them and how to avoid making them again in the future. In conclusion, several language scholars have come up with their lists of attributes of good language teachers and good language learners. The list indicates that they all differ in a variety of ways. We can see that conclusive views are still rare. with regards to be good language teachers, I would like to summarize the above literatures by quoting wise words from Confucius. Confucius. Yeah. The good teacher tells, the better teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, the great teacher inspires. In view of good language learners, many of us believe that some learners have certain innate characteristics which could lead to more successful language learning. However, there is some evidence in the research literature which seems to suggest that some individuals have used various learning strategies for learning foreign language successfully. Good language learners take advantage of potentially useful learning situations. They develop learning techniques and strategies appropriate to their individual needs. Personally, I believe that some people are born to be good language teachers and good language learners. However, others can be helped to become good. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.